I first had the idea of setting up the Manchester Prizes because I wanted to celebrate the ethos of the writing school. In the writing school, all the MA students are taught by practitioners, by fiction writers, children's writers, poets. So we actually live the life of the writer, and that's very much at the heart of how we engage with our students. So I wanted to kind of spread that ethos. And the idea of support for writers was very important to me. Often it's hard to be a writer. You need time and space and money. So this was a way of providing all of that in quite significant awards, as well as giving praise and recognition to the winning submissions. And I was very keen that Manchester was in the naming of the prizes, because I think Manchester is a city of innovation and surprise and hard work, graft, if you like. And I think a writer needs all of those things. So it reflects both the city, the writing school, and our care and nurturing of writers here. I think one of the most interesting examples of recent winners is Helen Mort, who's now on the faculty here. She teaches in the writing school. She's one of our poets and is now very well known within the poetry community and beyond. And Helen won a Young Writers Award in the Manchester Prizes a few years ago. And she found that a great encouragement and validation. Also, again, a little bit of money. So I think it's just like putting a battery in a torch. It gives energy to the implement, but also sheds a bit of light. If someone asked me what would make a winning entry, I would find that difficult to answer. I was one of the judges in the first year, along with Gillian Clark and Imtiaz Darker, and we did read every single entry. And I think what we were looking for was to be changed in some way, to have our way of seeing altered, to hear a distinctive music. And interestingly, although we were judging in Wales, Manchester and London with no contact, we had the same shortlist. So something was coming through from those poets and those entries. But I don't go in with an agenda and a tick box. I just want to be in the presence of a new beast, and you know that by its effect on your heart and your mind and indeed your body. So it's like coming into a clearing and finding a strange new animal that you haven't seen before, for me, when I find a good poem. Well, since I first judged the first competition, I haven't been involved at all in the judging. I think that would be wrong. I think different viewpoints, different poets, in my case, looking at the work is very important, because in that way you're casting your net wider, you're getting different tastes coming into play with the selection of the poems. I hope they'll ask me again. I'd like to judge it again, but maybe in another 5 years or so. But I help in making sure that we have excellent poets as the judges. Well, the Manchester Prizes for poetry and fiction have exceeded my expectations. The fact that we've had to run poetry and fiction in the same year rather than alternately indicates that. It does seem to be growing. I suppose if I had any ambition for it, it would be that we could find double the money, so that we could give a lot more money to poets and fiction writers. And in that way, I think we would be the largest such prizes in the world. So that would be my ambition. The prize-giving evening is always a very celebratory occasion. It's a gala evening with champagne flowing, and all the shortlisted writers and their families come, and we get to see who the winners are from in this year, particularly fantastic shortlists. And then the writing school take all of the shortlisted poets and authors out for dinner. So it's a great Manchester occasion.